This is Anthony from the Casting Shadows podcast, just dropping by again to say thanks for sticking with RPG A Day all the way through. RPG A Day 2021 was a pretty cool one on Anchor and other places, and I really enjoyed on my daily commutes being able to check in and see what was happening with the Spike Pit. So, good luck in your future endeavors, and I hope that you will end up having time, especially for gaming, but also for podcasting. I'll be listening.
Hello, I'm Colin Green, and you are listening to Spike Pit.
Colin, I just want to say thank you for putting out all your RPG Day episodes. You did a great job. I look forward to your future endeavors, hobby-wise. And, we know they're going to be a little bit sporadic. We know you have a lot of real-life stuff going on, and that's okay. Those of us here in the Spike Pit Army, definitely the pit crew, as it were, definitely understand. And, I'm just happy to see what you put out in the future. So we'll talk to you later.
We heard then from Anthony of Casting Shadows and my old buddy Jason Connolly of Nerds RPG Variety Cast. The RPG A Day seems, I don't know about dim and distant memory, but it seems a little while ago now. I've kept up with a podcast a day doing some readings. I thought, let's see how I can keep this going. Fighting fantasy, it's a big part of my beginnings in the RPG hobby. I like doing a reading, and I've been meaning to do these episodes for ages, hoping folks listening take a little bit of inspiration from them. It's the rapid fire short episodes, one a day. I don't know if it's working out or not. Big thanks then, guys, for calling in. Next big one is potentially Inktober. Can't see myself doing that this year, but maybe I'll change my mind. I'd like to carry on with my fighting fantasy episodes. It's quite interesting how different the books are as you move through the series. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully folks don't feel like it's a cop-out. I realise it's not my work, but I really do enjoy that process of doing readings. And actually, now I'm in school, I went to see a librarian, and it looks like they do a kind of storytelling thing in the school library, and that might be something I could get involved with. Then perhaps there'll be less readings on Spike Pit if I can channel that if I can channel that desire into a different platform.
Hey Colin, it's Arlen calling in about the hit points as constitution idea. So yeah, there's a couple of games that makes me think of. One of the things that I've been looking at recently is a supplement for 3rd edition or 3.5 or Pathfinder. It's basically an OGL combat supplement called Codex Martialis. And one of the things that they suggest is that for medium-sized creatures, basically, human-sized creatures, to cap hit points at 3 times the Constitution score. And that this helps with HP bloat and all of that sort of stuff over the course of levels. But it also kind of means that having a high Constitution is still useful in that your maximum hit points are greater. But it does kind of an interesting thing with the way that hit points develop, because obviously that means that by about 5th or 6th level, if you're rolling, your hitting maximum hit points as a sort of fighter class, like a fighter or a barbarian or something like that, versus a wizard is going to take a lot longer to build up to their maximum, even though their maximum is a lot lower because they have a smaller hit die. So I don't know. That's an interesting idea. The other one I wanted to put forward was that the Hero's Journey 2nd edition, the way that they do hit points is that you get maximum on the die for first level, you get a die roll for second and third level, and then for fourth on, you get like +1 or +2. So you don't get very many hit points after about third level, which is a neat way to represent the idea that you're a little bit better at surviving things after a certain point, but you're not that much better. You gain, most of it is front-ended, and then after that, the expectation is a lot of the characters' gains are more in magic items and things like that, rather than gaining in hit points. And personally, I think either of those systems would work pretty well as ways to do hit points for something like Spike Hat. I'm interested in this 3 times Constitution maximum, especially because then you can modify it for other creatures. So you could say like, well, goblins are kind of small and puny, so even a high level goblin only has 2 times the Constitution maximum for their total hit points, versus like a dragon is really big, so maybe its hit point maximum is 5 times their Constitution score, if you have scores for creatures like that at all, depending on how you do it. But that would be an interesting way to differentiate kind of creature sizes also. So anyway, that's just a couple of ideas on hit points from your buddy Arlen. Take care, Colin, and I will talk to you soon.
My buddy Arlen, live from Pelham's Wasteland, is his podcast and YouTube channel. Check him out. He is one of the thinking men of the, would we say Anchorite community, YouTube community, RPG community? I don't know. Anyway, he's my buddy, and all I know is he comes up with some great ideas and plays and runs numerous different systems, picking up on my thoughts around Constitution in relation to hit points. The good news is today, arriving in the post, I got my 5th edition, published by Corgi, Tunnels and Trolls rulebook. I will be taking a good old look through that a little bit later on. A bonus with that edition is it's got artwork by Josh Kirby. If you are a fan of Terry Pratchett, he did would it be the first editions of the kind of the earlier books? And I don't know how long he carried on illustrating those covers. Anybody who's a fan will know what I'm talking about. Recently, I did a boxing up episode, and in the box went a kind of rewrite of Dave Morris's Dragon Warriors. Whilst I was waiting for Tunnels and Trolls, I got into this kind of Corgi books mood, so I dug out my Dragon Warriors. It's the first book, and I've been looking through that. I'll need to give that a little bit more thought, and then perhaps put out an episode or 2 related to Dragon Warriors, because I think there's some cool stuff in there, and I've got some things that I want to comment on. Loyal listeners will be aware that my teacher training has officially started now, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. It's been super exciting. Maybe that's because the kids have not actually arrived on the scene yet. Joking, of course. I'm looking forward to it. Next Wednesday, we've got our Year 9 students landing for the first time. I would have been fully inducted into my sort of like training college and my school where I'm doing my work placements. Not much more to say. I don't want to bore you with the details, but I'm really enjoying it. It's totally inspirational. All the staff and the establishments involved have been thoroughly professional and welcoming, and I feel well at home. It's I'm really relieved to get started. And that, as they say, is a wrap. Big thanks goes out to you, the listener, for taking a bit of time out of your day to listen to old Spike Pit. Take care, and I'll catch you later.